Good morning, Teak Nation. It is Sunday here, day 3 at the TKE Leadership Academy out here in Colorado Springs. I have another participant here this morning. Can you please introduce yourself to the world?
My name is Patrick Anzalone.
All right.
Patrick Anzalone.
Yeah, can you tell them what chapter you're from, Patrick?
I am from the Xi Omega chapter at Virginia Tech.
Awesome. For those of you who don't know, Virginia Tech is one of our top Teak award-winning chapters. How much money did you guys raise for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital this year?
This year was a little bit over $200,000.
Tremendous, our largest fundraising group. They do tremendous work. What I wanted to talk about this morning and share out with the free world as we get into day 3, talk a little bit about day 2. What are lessons? What was day 2 like for you? Obviously, we started early. We had an Energizer. We had a nice little rock, paper, scissors battle out there to get people moving around. But then we got in, there was a lot of classroom time yesterday. So can you talk and share a little bit about what were some impactful sessions yesterday?
Well, to start, it was challenging. It was frustrating. Yeah, you learn a lot. You learn a lot about yourself. I took a lot of notes, and I'd never thought I'd fill up 3 back-to-back consecutive pages of notes. But you learn a lot. You get to know a lot of people. And I think communicating with the way other chapters organize and run themselves, especially, it's useful.
Talk a little bit about, we had some special speakers yesterday. We had PGP Mark Romick, who came and spoke. He talked a little bit about courage. Mm-hmm. We also had Greg Woodson, who came, past chairman of the TKE Educational Foundation, very successful businessman. Talked a little bit about ethics and ethical leadership. Can you give a little bit of, for folks who obviously weren't there, a little bit of tidbits that came out of those sessions that stuck with you?
Okay, so I'll talk about the second speaker about ethical leadership. That, for me, it resonated the most. It was very inspiring to see such a successful, well put together person discuss, the way they go about things, handling, what they have to do, being, very high up leader, executive. Let's see.
Talk a little bit about, he spoke about decisions that you have to make and how you hire and how you manage people. Were there any lessons in there about how you manage people and how you go about your business that stuck with you when you think about the fact that hopefully one day you're going to be managing people, you're going to be leading teams? Any of those lessons that stuck out of things that you took out of that you say, those are things I want to make sure that I do? Yeah,
one of the things that I really liked was if ever speaking to your boss, he gave a very good example of this. If he gives you an instruction that maybe you're not comfortable with, or not even per se that, but you just don't agree with. Most people, until yesterday, I would always think just say yes and nod your head. This is a higher up person, he's your boss. But it's nice to hear from a person in that leadership position who gives those instructions to say, if you don't agree with it, then say, sir, I'd like to go over some of the details. I'm unclear.
I have concerns.
Yeah, I have concerns.
And that's a great aspect of leadership that I think is important. We talk a lot here, not just about how to follow, but obviously how to lead. And in that leadership, if you are a strong leader and someone who has self-confidence, you're okay with the people on your team questioning and saying, hey, I don't understand this, or I'm not so sure I agree with the direction we're going, and here is why. As long as there is reasoning and thought behind that versus, I just don't feel like doing X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And so I do believe that was a great lesson that Greg shared with the group. Last question that I want to ask you is talk a little bit about, you had some small group time, different sessions yesterday during your small group. Can you talk about what that small group setting is like? Because it's very intimate. It's also very personal and private. You're only there with the people in your group as well as your small group leader. What are some things that you spoke about in that small group? You don't have to get into specifics, but high topics that you talked about that were impactful yesterday and moving into today.
Absolutely. So the day is very dense. You go over a lot of information. You learn a lot of things. The small group times are great because it helps you kind of process everything. And since you're in a smaller group, obviously it's more intimate, so not everyone will agree. People will debate, people will have different opinions, and it's good to see everyone argue what they thought about something in their perspective. And it really helps you process the information you take in, because a lot of this stuff, it's dense. It's not simple.
Leadership isn't, life
No,
isn't. And
yeah.
I really appreciate, Patrick, you taking the time to share
Absolutely.
out with the world and Teak Nation a little bit about Leadership Academy. Excited about day 3 here. We're going to continue to show some videos, both of participants like Patrick as well as facilitators and speakers, to bring this academy to life. Hopefully you will see this if you've not been to the academy and possibly apply for next year. Can you, real quick, can you talk about the application process and what that was like for you? How much time did that take? How much time did you put into your application?
I actually put a decent amount of time. I don't exactly remember the specifics of the application, but I remember...
just ballpark. Was it 30 minutes, an hour?
I tend to put in more time than necessary. Well, I wanted to come here.
Yeah.
I knew it'd help me. I knew it was important. I know my chapter advisor, who is one of the facilitators here, wanted me to come, so I went to him for some help with any writing samples or whatever it may be. So,
References are very important. The narrative that you put in there about why you want to come to Academy.
Yeah, you have to sell yourself. You have to prove yourself to be a potential leader, or just
Well, I hope that people see this video who are out there, collegiate members. Apply, take the time to do that. Think about coming and being a part of the Academy next year, or if you're someone who's an alumnus, hope that you consider supporting the program because of the opportunities it gives guys like Patrick. So hope that you're all off to a great Sunday morning. We're going to head into breakfast here and look forward to connecting with you later. Thank you.